how we start the show every night.
Yeah, that's how we're getting it started here in our first NFL Sunday version of Bristol and East SportsCenter here in 2025. But we are not alone.
No, we're not.
Booger's here, and Tim Hasselback is going to take us inside that amazing last-second comeback by the Bills against the Ravens.
Frantic. We also have quarterbacks. And speaking of quarterbacks, Tua, not great. Aaron Rodgers, pretty damn good. As for the rest of the day, I've always wanted to run out of the tunnel on game day. This is so cool. This is the stuff you're talking about, and if you're not, you should be. Probably. Atlanta, the Bucs and Falcons. It took all of 5 minutes for the first score of the season to happen. For John Robinson, for the Falcons.
5 real minutes, not
like 5
minutes.
minutes. This is 1:05 p.m. Eastern time. Dude's in the end zone on a 50-yard catch. Like,
right.
There we go.
All right, that was the first score. How about the best score? You got the Lions, you got the Packers.
Yeah.
Jared Goff into the end zone for Isaac Taslaw. Only one hand needed.
That's not the top play of the game, of the day.
We don't know yet. We're early in the show,
Guessing.
but that was a pretty good one.
Love thy neighbors sometimes. This is just awkward. Malik Neighbors, Brian Dable. I'm not even sure how to describe really what happened here. There's like a weird going, here, high five me, bro. No.
That was intentional.
Totally ignored
That
it.
was intentional.
And then we have like a weird hug. Also awkward and weird. Dable's like unwillingness to commit to a starter for week 2.
Okay.
As a quarterback.
All right, so my Madden players, this is for you. We got a truck stick and a hit stick.
Okay.
First the truck, that's Cam Scattermoo, the rookie, just
Who
giving
is
it
a
to anybody
wrecking-
on the
a
field.
wrecking
Not just
ball.
the Commanders, but even his own teammate on this one, he runs over one of his own offensive linemen.
Get out of my way, bro.
I mean, that is a hard hit, but Cam was giving it to everybody.
hard hit.
But let's go to the defensive side. T.J. Watt crushes Justin Fields even after the handoff. He didn't have the ball, but he still went full throttle on the hit stick.
Zach Lunch, how about this? Micah Parsons didn't start the game for Green Bay.
Did he need to, though?
No, he didn't. He was on a pitch count, but there we go. End of the game, picking up his first sack as a member of the Green Bay Packers. It's working out well so far. Then there was this. Niners and Seahawks, Nick Bosa pushes the right tackle right into Sam Darnold. Down goes Sam, and that is how the Niners preserved the win in that one. It was 17-13. Not bad.
All right, speaking of video games, how about best punch-out? Not quite the same, but
That's still just like hitting X a bunch of times?
something like that. In football parlance, you punch out, you're getting a fumble. It was the Rams, it was the Texans. C.J. Stroud completes the pass to
That was
Dare
good.
Gumawale, but Nate Landman is there to punch it out, loose ball, turnover.
I love that Cam Bynum has not changed. I mean, the team has changed,
Yes.
but Cam Bynum's celebrations remain a national treasure. We must protect him at all costs.
Yes.
More on that coming up. Tim's here now for the game of interest. Are we really making that a thing? The game of interest?
It seems like it.
I mean, it was an interesting
I
game.
think the name could maybe be a
We'll
work in
workshop
progress.
that.
All right, let's see what happened. Bills, Ravens, of course, they met in the division round of the playoffs last year. Buffalo got that win. They are tied for the shortest odds to win the AFC at ESPN Bet. Yes, better than the Chiefs. There's Josh, MVP. There's Lamar, MVP. And Tim, right from the jump, the Ravens just ran through and all over the Bills.
Yeah, maybe this guy is going to put his name in for MVP because Derrick Henry was running like he's about 10 years younger than he really is.
107th career rushing touchdown. That passes Jim Brown for 6 on the all-time list. And then speaking of running, Lamar, that's his 200th career touchdown. The Ravens were up 20-13 at the half. Early in the third quarter, Ravens at the Buffalo's 23. Jackson connects with Zay Flowers, and the flow will break you down into the end zone. They're up 2 scores, 27-13. A minute to go in the third. Lamar to DeAndre Hopkins for the touchdown, but afterwards, Tim, a fan-player interaction you simply don't want to see after that great catch.
The great catch, but the fan interaction with the players you don't want to see, and player interaction with the fan, obviously not great, and I'm sure New York will weigh in on this.
So Lamar and D-Hop getting into it a little bit with the fan. Fourth quarter we go. It's 34-19. Josh got some space. His 66th career rushing touchdown. He passed Thurman Thomas for the most in Bills history. They failed the 2-point conversion. They're down 34-25. But Tim, this is what makes Lamar one-on-one, is it not?
I mean, it's wild. I mean, you got 2 first-round draft picks, former first-round draft picks, defensive ends, got him basically inside his 15-yard line, and then he takes off and does that.
So then you get a first down, fresh set of plays, who do you give it to? You give it to Derrick Henry. Another long run for a touchdown, 18 carries, 169 yards, 2 TDs, but his impact would still be felt on this game. So next possession for the Bills, it's 4th and 2. They're at the Ravens 10. Josh is scrambling, throws towards the end zone, and this ball gets tipped and somehow into the hands of Keon Coleman. A career-high 8 catches for him, 112 yards, and that touchdown. Josh threw for 394, 251 of them in the fourth quarter. Ravens couldn't get it back, and then what happened here, Tim?
But Derrick Henry just coughs it up. Was never really able to get the run going. Contacted behind the line of scrimmage, and the ball just squirts out.
Huge play by the Bills defense to get the ball back deep in Ravens territory. So the very next play, Josh over the middle to Terrell Bernard. And then what happens, Jackson Halls, pardon me, and then Allen in for the touchdown. They're down 2, so they got to go for 2. Can't get it. So they are still down 2, 40-38, 2 minutes to go. Ravens with the ball. It's 3rd and 9. Lamar looking for Hopkins. Completion, but short, so they are forced to punt. 52 seconds remaining, Tim, and Allen was unfazed and unbothered by the moment.
Unfazed, and this is a massive throw to Josh Palmer. Sets the corner angle high, and that is just a rocket to Palmer.
So that was a big play, right? So what do you do next? Back to Coleman. He's inside the 10, so all they need is a field goal to win it, right? So what do? You take a couple knees, you bring on 41-year-old Matt Prater to win the game. 41-40. The first time in the history of the NFL a game has ever ended with a score of 41-40. What a comeback by Josh Allen and the Bills.
It took everybody there. Just proud of our team for staying in it. No one on the sideline blinked. Down 15 points, whatever we were, with 5-6 minutes left. Staying with it. Fans leaving, the stadium. You got to play this game for 60 minutes, and that's a really good outfit that we just played. And God willing, we take care of business how we're supposed to, and how we think we will. It's probably a team we'll see again. So, they're a greatly coached team. Hats off to them for having a really good game plan. But we stuck in there, and I'm just proud of our guys.
First of all, I got to take care of the ball. Told my teammates at the game, put the ball on me. I own it like a man. We emphasized taking care of the ball since we got back. It's a big emphasis, especially in our room at running back, taking care of the football, keeping it high and tight. Got like a days ago, and they made a play, but I put this loss on me. If I take care of the ball, it would be a different situation. But as far as offense, we just got to execute, and we didn't do as well, at the end. So we just got to look at the film and correct it.
What do you have to say to Derrick after the night that he had, but also that crucial fumble?
I told him, let that go, man. He done did enough for us. He scored 80 yards, 50 yards one time, popped another one. He was just going off, but things happen. Unfortunately, it just happened at the wrong time, but I'm not going to knock him for that. I fumbled in the playoff. He knows, so it is what it is, man.
All right, Tim, how did this comeback even happen?
Going 3 and out. That's the kind of stuff that you typically don't see out of teams that are good at running the football, have good special teams, and play good defense. Baltimore's just kind of found themselves in these situations seemingly year after year where they've got wins and they're not able to close it out. But it's not just the fumble. There's other parts of it, like when you get the football back, just get another first down, and the game most likely is over.
And not for nothing, the Bills still had to take care of business. So when it comes to that final drive where they actually put it away, what did you see from them?
Well, look, they always have hope with Josh Allen as their quarterback. That is clear, because even when the game felt like it was getting away from them, it really wasn't. And then this play here, you have 2 options. You have the left side of the field working the sideline, which he hits Palmer on the corner route. And then when he's getting pressure, they had a max protection called, able to hit Coleman on the slant. And then really at that point, it was, take some time off the clock before you kick the game winner. So I thought they handled the 2-minute drive perfectly. And I think that there's also a poise and a hope that the team plays with even when they're behind, because they do feel like there is not a lead that's insurmountable because of how quickly they can score with their quarterback.
This was a perfect example of what they can do when they need to do what they did. All right, Tim Hasselbeck, appreciate the time as always. Much more from him coming up a little bit later. But let's go back to that incident we saw there in Buffalo with the fans. Again,
it's not good.
Touchdown by DeAndre Hopkins, right? So he's near the stands, and that's a fan who slapped him on the head.
Person in the red.
And gave him a little bit of a shove, and then Lamar's behind him, and then shoved Lamar as well. And Lamar responds with a two-handed shove. And obviously, New York will take a look at this.
Yeah.
But from Lamar Jackson's perspective, what exactly happened there?
He slapped. I seen him slap D-Hop, but I wasn't really. He slapped me, and then he talking. So I just forgot where I was for a little bit, But you gotta think in those situations. You got security out there. Let security handle it, But I just let my emotion get the best of me. But hopefully it don't happen again. I learned from that.
And Booger McFarland said earlier he doesn't think New York will do anything.
You know what? Maybe they should.
They'll look at it.
Maybe they shouldn't, because nothing terrible happened. But again,
don't cross the line. Just
let players play, and you be a fan.
Yeah.
That's all you got to do.
All right, moving on. I wanted Aaron Rodgers to retire. I temporarily stand corrected. Aaron Rodgers and the Steelers visiting Justin Fields and the Jets. And was he getting booed? Was Rodgers? Yeah, he was. But remember, this game doesn't mean anything. Baloney. Late first quarter, Steelers down 3-0. Rodgers, look at that. Zip. Ben Skoranek has a touchdown. First touchdown as a Steeler. Made it 7-3. 30 seconds left in the first quarter. Jets with a response. Fields also has something to prove. Garrett Wilson hauling that one in. Jets went for two. Didn't convert, so it was 9-7 after one. 37 seconds left in the second. Steelers down 19-10. Rodgers, Jonnu Smith. That is an extension for the pylon. That's a score. Steelers down 2 at the break in the third. This was back and forth all game. Jets still up 19-17. Fields gonna throw that to Wilson. Wilson! Inside the 5-yard line. First on Wilson, by the way, 95 yards, 7 catches, 1 score. Jets are in business. Very next play, proof of that. Fields, do it myself. 218 yards passing, 1 touchdown. He rushed for another 48 yards and 2 scores. Jets